All right, guys, quick look at the SPY here before we go into the watch list for January 5th, which is going to be a Thursday. SPY still kind of basically in this flag pattern after this nice run. Bullish day today. So we're still holding up really well. The market feels very strong. And all that means to me is I can just have a normal watch list without having to worry about the macro picture, right? So XGTI goes back on watch today. The high back here, $1.73. This high, what was this one? $1.67, and then today up to $1.66. So maybe up to $1.68 or $1.69. Maybe we break up into that gap. Very narrow range in that one today. Still worth having on watch tomorrow. SCON, inside day after that nice pop out of this range yesterday. Then today it had kind of a quiet inside day. I still like it if it can break this 2-day high, so I'm going to keep that one on watch. FBIO. Let me pan out a little bit here. Some of these charts look a little better when you can see a little bit bigger of a range. Gapped up here 4 sessions ago. Definitely buyers coming in. See these tails down here? And I really like this over this 2-day high. 285 and 284. So, 285, 286-ish. This one might just start breaking back up, so I want to keep an eye on that one. KOOL. A lot of these are repeats because they're still, setting up pretty well in my opinion. KOOL, no trades in it today, but I had to leave about an hour into the session this morning, so I didn't trade the afternoon. I'm not really sure if this gave any kind of setup, but I like the strength. I like the 2-day pullback and then the pop again. Remember, this popped a few sessions ago to 484. Today's high, 379. So we get up over 380 tomorrow. This one might just rip through 4, the whole number 4, and maybe take off. So I kind of like cool over 380. DRAM bounced today. Buyers came in right at that 20-day. Closed above its open, so maybe tomorrow it takes out today's high and then heads up through 2. Goes on watch. CYCC. Still kind of in this flag pattern. It didn't do much, very little volume in the thing today. It just goes back on watch for tomorrow. Remember, I put in URRE and I couldn't get the chart to come up if you watched last night's video. So, and look what happened. I was definitely right to watch it. This is what it looked like. For whatever reason, it wouldn't come up last night, and then it rips today. I'm actually going to watch this again because it is interesting. $1.75 was the high here. Today's high, $1.75, right? So it's certainly interesting over this area. I'm not that great drawing lines with these new e-signal charts. All right. Anyway, so when you look at this chart and the uranium plays have been hot, this is very interesting over $1.75. My only problem with it, and it's a good one, is that it's run 3 days to get there. So I really think this needs to come in for a day or two, maybe flag, kind of a cup and handle, maybe put in that handle and then break. But anything can happen, so I'll put it on watch. But I generally don't like to, if something's near a breakout point on the daily chart, but it's run 3 days to get there, it makes me like it a lot less. But again, anything can happen. And MRNS gapped up a few sessions ago, lower high again. It almost never has a decent daily range. You had a couple nice days back here, but otherwise, so I'm not in love with this one at all. And to be fair with you, I'm not really in love with this list at all. I'm really, really hoping to catch a nice gap play tomorrow because it only takes one decent gap play to make my day. I just added EBIO to the chart too, to the list because you kind of been after this pop, kind of flagging, and it's starting to break up out of this flag and nice volume today. So I don't have a trigger price for me. One obvious catalyst would be a break of today's high, which would be 236 tomorrow. But sometimes we can get a nice intraday setup without having to worry about yesterday's high. So anyway, that one I added EBIO to the list as well, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the list at that, and we will talk to everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.